Mr. Ford, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Pleasure.
I wanted to ask, because Han Solo was a hero of mine growing up, and of many, many people, who were your heroes growing up?
You know, I wasn't much disposed to have heroes.
Right.
I guess I would have to say Abraham Lincoln.
Sure, sure.
And I used to read a lot of biographies.
Right.
And Abraham Lincoln became a kind of noble figure to me.
Right.
Because of what he had done and what he had endured, what he'd gone through.
Well, I was going to ask if there were any traits from heroes that you looked up to as a child that you imbued Han Solo with, but I don't think there's any.
I don't know. I think it's probably an organic process where you just get these things in your soul and your gut. And,
Sure.
But I don't. I didn't mechanically sort of adopt an aspect of Abraham Lincoln for.
Certainly not the facial hair, at least. So.
Well, no, I wasn't allowed.
Obviously, there's that photo that was released of the cast sitting around, having read through the script.
Yeah.
Having played Han many years ago, were there any moments when you were sitting there reading the script where you encountered a line or an action that Han was doing or saying that didn't sit right with you, and did you ever have to pull rank, or do you feel like they pretty much nailed it?
No, we'd have had some discussions, and there were more discussions to be had, but on that occasion, it was just about reading it through for the first time and letting the writer and the director hear it.
Sure.
Read by the actors for the first time.
Sure. I mean, that photo was taken a little while ago. How much of your life do you give away to a film this big?
It's, time. You spend time, and often away from home.
Gotcha.
And that's a consideration in my life. But what you get back is a real powerful inducement to keep doing it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I'm talking about is the gratification of making something.
Sure.
The pleasure of working with people that are, who are joining their talents and resources and trying to come up something with a story that will please people. That's
Sure.
That's what I like to do.
You've said before that it's kind of hard for you to get too deeply invested in Star Wars plot-wise because you're there, you've seen how the sausage is made. I believe that's how you phrased it before, to a degree at least.
Yeah.
What's your Star Wars? What's your escape? I mean, I know you're a pilot.
Yeah, I think that's a good example. Thank you.
That's okay.
It takes me away from whatever, from my what we'll call my real life, and allows me a kind of focus and concentration on the task at hand.
Sure.
That kind of is freeing in a way.
My uncle is a commercial pilot over in Hong Kong, and when I was growing up, his main thing was trying to get me into piloting. Mm-hmm. And the way he tried to do that was to talk to me about which fictional vehicles I would feel the most comfortable piloting. And the one we always settled on was the Millennium Falcon, obviously.
Oh, good.
So I wanted to ask you, as somebody who flies, do you think it would be feasible to get that lump off the ground? Like, is it aerodynamic? Because you obviously know how to fly. Could you get it moving?
It's got mysterious forces of propulsion.
Gotcha.
That I don't think I fully comprehend.
Gotcha.
But when you see it in the film, I think you'll believe it. I always did.
Yeah, because I was, as a kid, my uncle would sit there and go, it's moving upwards, but the beam is on the back, it doesn't make any sense, and we would have these arguments about the pitch and the yaw of this thing.
Well,
yeah.
Quite right.
I don't want to break the magic.
No, it's all right. But it's all, when you get the toy, what makes it fly?
Oh, me.
And you do great things and you have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what matters.
Oh, I don't want to delve too deep. I don't want to break.
Please.
I don't want to prove that Santa isn't real because, sure as hell is. Is there any pressure to playing a character like Han, when there's so many people, like you said, playing make-believe and, you know, kind of inhabiting this character and thinking about this character. Do you feel it's a burden or a privilege?
It's a privilege to be able to come back and play a character that has been part of satisfaction for the audience. And it's well written.
Yeah.
And it's interesting developments in his history that have taken place during this period of time we've been away.
Sure.
And it makes it, there's a real emotional landscape to be part of, and that's what I really want to bring to an audience. Besides the kinetics and the fun and the energy, I wanted to have an emotional experience that brings them into the story.
You've obviously seen the film. A handful of people have seen the film and talked about it.
Sure.
I kind of simultaneously do and don't want to know what's going to go on in the movie. But what do you feel like the statute of limitations is on spoilers? Like, how long after the film are we allowed to start blabbing about plot points? Because obviously with the original films there were several big key beats that people were talking about, often on the way out of the cinema after having seen it. How long am I allowed to wait before I can start
I don't know. This is very effective.
Just blocking it up. Yeah. Often when a film finishes, people tend to take a souvenir from the set, or they get given a wrap gift or something. Do you get to keep the Falcon?
No, I haven't. I haven't got a facility in which to
house it.
To keep it. You can't leave something like that outside.
It'll get graffiti.
Rusty and stuff.
Absolutely. I think that's all the time we have, unfortunately. But
thanks. I've enjoyed it.
thank you. So have I.
Good.
All right.